This is part 4 of our bus class that we're building, and this was from the summative task, the coding exercise we did as our summative task. And so far we've created a project with a bus class to model the behavior of a bus, and we created a tester class also to test our model as we constructed it. We built a constructor and provided some instance variables, and then we used our getter methods that we wrote to test and make sure that our instance variables were behaving as we expected by producing some output from our tester class. So here we are in step 4, and now it starts getting interesting. We're going to add a pickup method to the bus class that takes a number of people getting on the bus and adds this to the rider count. And we're going to test that method by calling it 2 different times and then producing some output that shows the results of these the method calls. So, and here's some example of what the output looks like. So we're going to leave everything we've got into our code so far, and we're going to add the pickup method. And you've got to just think about what it means when we pick up somebody or a group of people at a particular bus stop. We're told that this method is called pickup, and it's not going to return anything because it's just picking up some riders. The user is telling us how many riders to pick up, and we're just adding that to the rider count. That's all we're doing here. So the pickup method is pretty simple. It takes an integer number of riders, and so that's our method signature. It's public, so the other code can access it, and it doesn't return anything. It just picks up a rider, a certain number of riders, and what that really means is this dot rider count. We're just going to add riders to it, and so we can use plus equal, and it's just going however many riders we tell it to add. It's just going to add that many to the rider count and assign the new value using the plus equals operator. So pretty simple method. And now we're going to go to our tester class, and we're actually going to call this method on our bus. We're going to do or actually let's take a look at the specification again. It says this bus is picking up 3 riders, ... And then we presume that it actually goes through the process of picking up 3 riders, and then it produces this output. So let me start by just setting it up. We're just using this same toString method. This string, this bus is picking up 3 riders, ... And how do we do that? We just do my bus dot pick up 3. And we should be able to continue with the same output. What happens? Then we say the bus currently has 3 riders. So we want to use this system.out.println to say that mybus.toString, so my bus currently has, and I'm not going to hard code these numbers, of course. Here I'm going to use my method that I wrote, get rider count. So let's just run it. We're not quite done with this step, but I do want to see what the output looks like. So make sure that it does what I expect. I just change my code a little bit, and I see if it works. So this is from before when we created our bus, and now it says, okay, the bus is picking up 3 riders, and it says this bus currently has 3. So I need to edit my code a little bit to be more human readable. I got to get rid of this is. So this bus currently has 3. So this method is working, but I need to add, need to finish the statement. So my bus currently has this many riders. All right, let's just run it again to make sure it works as expected. Okay, and here's my input. We're picking up 3 riders, and now my bus currently has 3 riders. And I think that follows the specification pretty closely. Currently has 3 riders, sure. And then we're going to do the same thing again just to make sure that the method's working appropriately. So we're going to add a second test. And what I can do is just copy these 2 lines of code. And now instead of picking up 3 riders, I'm going to pick up 5. And so now when I run this, it should say that I have 8 riders because I picked up 3 and then I picked up 5 more. So let's run it. And see what it does. Okay, so picking up 3 riders, currently has 3 riders, and then currently has 8 riders. So my output's not quite right. I also want to say what I'm doing, that I'm picking up 5 riders in the middle here. So I just need to go back to my code and add one of these guys. So I can copy this line and put it right here. So we're going to pick up 5 riders, and then we actually do that right here, and our output should be working just fine. We will test it one last time to make sure. Go to my output, and there's the most recent output. So we created a bus that costs 2.5 or $2.50 or 2.5 pesos, if you will, to ride. And there are currently 0 riders. We picked up 3 riders, so we had 3 on board. We picked up 5 more riders, and so now we have 8 on board. So we have fulfilled the specification for part 4 of this project, and we'll work on the next part in the next video.